Hi, welcome back to 1 Minute Mental. This is not 1 Minute Mental. I apologize, guys. Welcome back to the Runners Realtalk Where, as always, keeping it real. Roll the intro. It's going to change the view of your day. It's going to change the view of your life. And it's going to change yourself as a person. You are loved. You are amazing. You are talented. You are going to crush today. And you are handsome and or gorgeous. It is often these small steps, not the great leaps, that lead to lasting change. Hello, welcome back. Now, this week we talked very much about change and kind of stayed on that focus for a lot of it. Day number 1 was your direction. And we're going to listen to it in a little bit. I'm working on the editing, so it might not be this week, but hopefully next week I'll be able to have instead of having me just sitting here while it plays, I'm going to try and do a fade into the actual short that's there. I'm going to try anyway. We'll see if it works. But that's in progress. So, without further ado, day number 8, direction. Hello, welcome back to 1 Minute Mental. Hello, welcome back to 1 Minute Mental. Yesterday we talked a little bit about the sails and the wind and how that corresponds and correlates. How your direction, no matter where the wind is blowing or how crazy the wind of life is, if your sail is pointing in the right direction, you're going to get there. So my question now was, what's your direction? Now, what is direction? Direction, as we all know, is usually a place or a way of going. This direction is your goals and your purpose. If you focus on your goals and the things you want to achieve, the sails and the storms of life will push up against you and try and knock you back, but your goals, the determination to accomplish, to move forward and push into that next step, that will get you through it. That is why, if your sails control your ship, the wind of life does not. Podcast is going up now. I'll see y'all in a minute. Your direction is your goals and the things you want to accomplish. So I asked there, what are your goals? Okay, for me personally, one of my goals is to make this huge. I want to get this to like 2,000, 5,000 listens on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes. I want to get this out there because I know what I'm doing here can make a difference in somebody else's life. What I'm saying here can help be the push to help them find the right direction. Apologies. Find the right direction. Because once you find your direction, you find your goals, you find your passion, you find where you're supposed to be headed. And you have to use that and focus on those goals and your passion and the things you want to accomplish, because that will keep your sails pointed in the right direction. The sails control your ship. The wind of life does not. I love that because I love ship analogies. But as long as you're pointing the right way, as long as your bow is pointed at the right place, you're going the right direction. As long as you got control of that rudder, you're not getting turned away. Love that. So good. But your direction, you need to figure out what your direction is in life. And that will take time. And that will help you determine more about who you are as a person. So that will help you focus your perspective and change that as well. So if you find your direction, you find out where you're supposed to be looking for your perspective of yourself. Like, I'm a streamer and I'm a full-time manager right now. So if I say I'm a full-time manager, is that my definition? No. Because I can perceive myself to be a manager, but that does not mean that I'm defined as the manager. If that makes sense. I have to perceive myself as someone who's loved, amazing, talented, who's going to crush whatever day he walks into before it even starts. And I am handsome and or gorgeous. And I'm adding this one, number 6. You can change out number 3 for this, that you are amazing. You matter. Your opinion matters. Your voice matters. You matter. Sorry, there goes my tangent for direction. Let's check out day 9. Hello, welcome back to 1 Minute Mental. Yesterday I recorded the podcast, okay? podcast is live tonight at 8 o'clock is when it's going up. I still have to finish a little bit of the render and stuff, but that will be going up tonight, I promise. Link will be down below. Check it out, Runners Real Talk. Love it. It's going to be great. But in it, I talk about the 5 P's of positivity and how they affect your thought life. If you change your thought life and how you focus on things, and you change your perception of yourself, it's going to change your view of your day, it's going to change the view of your life, and it's going to change yourself as a person. Now, those 5 P's of positivity are not going to get you through your day, but they're going to be a start for it. You're still going to have to look for those little things and focus on the small positives that you have to find. And the negative thoughts will come and attack. But find those little things, that small smile, that'll boost you and give you courage. See y'all in a minute. Damn! Pretty good. Those 5 P's of positivity. They won't get you through your day, but they will give you the push you need to search for the little things. So you may not find it right away with those 5 P's of positivity. You won't be immediately up and in a good mood, but they will certainly help. I'm gonna be honest, this week has been hard as hell, and I likely wouldn't have gotten through it in the mental state I am now, able to record this, without those 5. Because those 5 shifted the way I looked at my day, shifted the way I saw myself, and made me look for the little positive things throughout the day. Like, there was a bird that flew by my window. I was just chirping, having a good time, just enjoying the sun. And I'm like, you know what? Nature has a way of just being beautiful in and of itself. And they just click, positive. That one little thing that brought a smile to my face. It's amazing the power that that little thing has. But look for those little things. Look for that positivity in every day. And keep doing the 5 P's of positivity. Day 10 is tomorrow, and I issued the challenge in the first episode of the podcast. So if you haven't seen that first episode, go back, check it. I think it's called Positivity and Potential. But check out that, because that's where I first issued the 5 P's of positivity challenge, and here it comes again in day 10. Hello, welcome back to 1 Minute Mental. Yesterday we talked about the 5 P's of positivity. You are loved, you are amazing, you are talented, you are going to crush today, and you are handsome and or gorgeous. So, today I decided, instead of doing some thought-provoking thing, I want you to take a minute, sit down with me, and we're going to say these together. I am loved, I am talented, I am amazing, I am going to crush today, and I am handsome. For me, I'm handsome. Look at that face. Definitely handsome. No. But I want you guys to actually do this. This is a challenge. This isn't just me saying these 5 things are going to help you. This is me issuing a challenge for you. I want every day you to look in the mirror when you wake up and say them. And if you say them, tell me in the comments. I would love to know. But with that being said, challenge initiated. I'll see y'all in a minute. Hello. I started that challenge. And I have done it every day when I wake up. First thing I do, text my beautiful. Second thing I do, sit up. I am loved. I am amazing. I am talented. I am going to crush today. And I am handsome. And I have done this every morning for the last 5 days. Or 4 days now? Well, 5 days since I first talked about it, whenever that was like last week sometime, I don't know. So at some point, I started this, but I have kept going. Every day, I have kept going. And I issued the challenge here, because I knew I was going to do it too. Because I know that if you issue a challenge on this platform, you have to stick with it, and you have to do it as well. So when I say, tell me that you did it, whether that be in the comments of this one, or in the comments of one of my TikToks or the YouTube shorts, just let me know so I can encourage you and uplift you and keep saying, you did it, let's keep going, you got this, you know? But that's the challenge. Focus on those 5 P's of positivity when you wake up and remind yourself of them throughout the day. Like on Monday, I was not having a good day at work. So at probably around 2 o'clock, I walk out and I'm like, I am so tired. I'm done. I can't do this. And I sit down at my desk. And as I'm sitting there, all of a sudden it comes into my head. No. You got this. You got this. You are going to crush today. And I recited those 5 P's of positivity and my mood shifted completely. I was ready to go again. Right back into it. Because it changed the way I saw my day. Instead of, this sucks, this was a fail, why am I even here? It changed to, I'm crushed today, which means that whatever comes against me, I will overcome. I got this. And those 5, they affect you. They help so much. You don't realize it, but they are so powerful. So start that challenge. Start doing it. Just do it. It's so worth it. Because when you start to look at those, you start to change your definition of yourself at the same time. You start changing your self-perception. Instead of saying, I am unworthy, I am useless, you straight up go to, I am loved and I am treasured. No, I matter. Number 6, I matter. If you want to add that to your list, go for it. It's just one that hit me and I've been doing it, so. Hello, welcome back to 1 Minute Mental. Yesterday I issued the challenge of the 5 P's of positivity. And those were, you are loved, you are amazing, you are talented, you are going to crush today, and you are handsome and or gorgeous. Up to you. Whatever you want to be called, that's what it is. You tell me. Yeah, but that still stands. Whatever you guys want me to call you, let me know. I'm not biased. I don't care. But yeah, let me know and tell me you started it. Let me know, because that's so, just a little bit. I don't think you guys understand how much the comments and the interactions of these means to me, because that heart or that view or that comment saying, hey, thank you, or the, this is amazing, good analogy, or anything like that, just that little bit, that little confirmation that it's hitting someone, or that it's actually being taken in and being effective, it means so much, and you guys don't even realize that. So thank you. But today I wanted to talk about change, because everybody's like, I want to change my life, I want to change this, and we said at the very beginning, if you change your perception, you're going to change your life. Your self-perception will change your direction and the way you're living. It will change who you are. It changes your definition. So, as I was looking around for things about change and like what it really means, I came across this quote by Queen Elizabeth. It is often the small steps, not the great leaps, that lead to lasting change. So look for those little positive things and use them to change the small moments in your day, and that will change your growth and your business. It is often the small things that lead to the greatest change, not the great things. And that's something you gotta do. That's why I tell you, look for the positive little things, because those small things cause such big change. And look for the little things you can change. I think I can actually play the next one, because I think it's about to go into what I'm about to talk about. Change is not a giant step. Change cannot be one step, one big step. I'm actually going to scroll because I'm very certain it is. So, day 12. The next part of this is all going to be about change. I might rip through all of them and then go on a huge tangent, but we'll probably stay one at a time for now. Day 12. Hello. What is change? 1 Minute Mental. Hello. Yesterday, welcome back to 1 Minute Mental. Yesterday we talked about how change is small and it's all the small things. And how if you focus on the small things, you're gradually going to change the little things in your life that is going to change and give you a positive outlook. And it's going to make you happier in the end. It's going to change your whole life and your whole perspective. And if you change your perspective, it changes your definition. Everything comes full circle. But since we started talking about change, it occurred to me we don't actually look into what change really is. So I decided we're going to look at change today. What is change? Change, by definition, is to modify or alter something to improve it. So, if you have a flat tire, you're going to change it. So, the negative thoughts are going to be your flat tire. Your flat tire is going to slow you down, it's going to drag, it's going to make your engine run poor. So you got to change that. Look for the positive change fix that tire and get yourself going in the right direction. Hello. Yes, I did use a car with a flat tire as an analogy. Do not judge my brain. It worked very well and I am very proud of it. So, but as it said, the negative thoughts are going to be your flat tire. They're going to slow you down and they're going to stop you from changing. What is change? Change is a way to improve. It is to modify. To improve and modify yourself, you have to change, right? The change is that, change by definition is that improvement. So look at your life, look at certain areas, and say, what do I want to improve? And how can I improve this? Because as soon as you know how you can improve it, you can start working on where you want to go. You have your starting point and your direction. And it's not going to be a hop, skip, and a jump over to grandma's house, okay? I have gotten this multiple times from people, even before I started the stream game and the content creation scene. I want to change this in my life. I want to make this different. I want to make this more or expand this. I want to change how this is. But they're never willing to take the steps. Like I said earlier, change is the little things. So let's say you want to change besides your muscles. Like, I want to have big guns. I want to get bigger muscles. So what do you got to do? You got to start working out, right? But if you're going to work only biceps, your shoulders aren't going to be able to hold it. Your muscles are going to start tearing. If you only work biceps, your core is not going to work. So you notice how I'm saying this? You got to focus on those little steps. First, you have an arm day. Then you have a core day. Then you have a leg day. Worst day, leg day. Hate that day. But you have to start. And you have to take the steps and go one day at a time and keep going. Because as soon as you give up, your change is going to stop. And in fact, you're not going to go back to where you were. You're going to regress even further. If you're not moving forward and towards your potential, you're moving backwards and away from it. You notice that? If you're not making forward progression, you're making regression. There is no standstill point anymore. There's either forward towards your goals or backwards away from it. So which way are you going? Which direction are you facing? Do you still have control of your sails? But that's what changes. Damn, that was a good tangent. I need to do this more often. Day 13. Hello. Welcome back to 1 Minute Mental. Yesterday we talked about how change is the small little things. Change cannot be, or change is the small steps. It's not the giant leaps. So, what that made me think of for today is, how do you actually change them? Because if change is not saying, oh, I'm this right now, but this is where I want to be, I'll just jump to here. If it's not that, what is change? Well, let's say you want to go down a road. You want to get from point A to point B, right? But it's roughly 30,000 miles. Just because that's a big number. How are you going to get there? Are you just going to be there? You're going to get on your car and be there? No, you got to take time. You got to drive. You got to make stops. You got to plan. You have to plan the steps and the preparations. You have to plan where you're going to change and what you have to change and slowly improve upon those little things. With that being said, see you in a minute. What are the steps of change? Damn. Like you said, you're not going to start, pick a spot 30,000 miles. Like I said, you're not going to start here, get to here in an instant. It doesn't work. You got to plan your steps. Start with arm day, then go to core day, then go to leg day. Rest day, arms, chest, legs, and each day keep going. It's not a single sprint, like step. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. That's a good analogy. I like that one. I should still know one more. Or It's not a single stair, but a staircase. You're not taking the elevator, you're taking stairs. Each one is a small little step. You gotta plan it. You have to plan your steps, and you have to follow through. That's the hard part for a lot of people, is actually following through with the plans that they made and the steps that they've intended to take in making that change. Because when you make that change, you make the plan to make the change, and you start the steps off. So as soon as your steps are going and you're moving in that direction, you're gonna go little step by little step to wanting big step. Big step no work. You try and do big step, you're gonna hit halfway and fall back down. You're gonna jump, whack, the whole cartoon shake and then fall back down the stairs like a board, you know? That's what's gonna happen. But you have to take it step by step, day by day, minute by minute sometimes, to make that change happen. I know I'm changing too. I'm working on it. Because I'm not perfect. And this is why I said before, everything that I talk about in these is something that I have to work on too. I have to change. Because I know I'm not perfect. But then again, I'm not made to be perfect. I'm just made to be the best version of me I can. And that means that I have to change daily sometimes. I have to look for the little things and make those small changes, so that those small little things will have a greater impact than the great big leap. So plan your steps, look for them slowly, day by day. Plan those steps. Day 14. Mental. Welcome back to 1 Minute Mental. Yesterday we talked about how change was a bunch of small things and little steps that you have to take. Now, I know change is something a lot of people don't like taking slow. They don't like those little steps that you have to take to grow and become something more. But change takes time. Change requires patience. Because if you start something, but you don't see the result right away, what are you going to do? It's like people with New Year's resolutions. I'm going to use this as an example. New Year's resolutions, they say last for 2 weeks. Because people start. They want to see that change. They want to make that change. And they start working on it. They start the steps. They start the progress. And then they lose ambition because it's taking too long. So what I want to tell you is change takes time. Don't lose faith in the process or in yourself. Change takes time. Keep saying those 5 P's of positivity. Change takes time. There was a study on this, New Year's resolutions. Average time that they survived, 2 weeks, 14 days. The average time they worked. And then, boom, gone, off the face of the earth. You know how many people there are in the gym? Okay? The first 2 weeks of January? Heck, the first 3 weeks of January. Some make it to 4. Very few make it to 4, but some make it to 4. You know how many people there are? It's insanely crowded because they go, New Year's, I'm gonna get into shape. First week, yeah, we got ambition, we got this. Second week, this is getting hard. I don't know if I can do this. I don't want to take the time out of my schedule. This is just a waste of time. I'm not seeing any results. Why can't I change this? Because you haven't put in the time. They say it takes 21 days to make a habit, but it only takes 7 to break it. This is why I say to you guys, say them every day, those 5 P's of positivity, because at some point it will become a habit, and that habit will ingrain them in your brain, and you will wake up and that's one of the first things you'll think of. And when you need it, it'll come back to your brain. Every time. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for change. Because change takes time. Change is a bunch of slow little steps that you have to make over a series of the future. You have to take it slow, day by day. You can't just say, oh, I want to be a millionaire. Okay, what are you doing to get there? Oh, it should just show up in my account tomorrow. Heck, if you can get $1 million in your account tomorrow morning, Hook a brother up. I could use that cash. But that's not how it works. First thing you're going to want to do is find a job. Go to work. Get paid. Start saving. Put money aside. Heck, put away aside. This is something I do. Put aside as much money as you can and put that into a separate savings account. I have 3 bank accounts. I have my checkings account, which I use for daily purchases like gas, groceries, my phone bill, stuff like that. That's all my checkings account. That gets a certain amount every month. That does not get increased and it does not get decreased. Every month it gets only that amount. No more, no less. Then I have a savings account, which I use for buying fancy things, or if I want to go out with friends or something like that, I have that account. Because then I can take money from there if I need to, or like this. I save up and buy things like this. Because things like this take a lot of time. But that, whatever else, the stuff that I don't put aside, I put into a separate account. That doesn't get touched. That account is still growing to this day. I will pull money out of it when I buy my new bike. But that's that and the house. Other than that, that account does not get touched. Those will be the only 2 purchases that come out of that account. And if I can't afford it in cash, I will rarely pay for it. But that's something you should start doing. Start splitting your money. If you want to be a millionaire, here's a step. Don't take full advice from me. Just, this is what I'm doing. Because my goal is not to be a millionaire, but my goal is to buy a house at some point in the next 2 years. But take time and plan your steps. Day by day, you plan them out. Because if you don't plan the steps you need to take, you're not going to know where to go next. Right? If you don't have steps on how to get there or where you're trying to go, your direction's going to go all over the place. So focus on those steps and make a plan. That plan will take time. And be grateful. Time is something all of us have the same amount of. We both have 24 hours in the day. It just depends on how you decide to use it. So plan your steps and look for the little things. Focus on the time that it takes. Don't focus on it as a negative, but focus on the time and learn how to use that to say, okay, this time is scheduled for this. This time is set apart for this. This time is this. This time is this. And go from there. Something that really disappoints me with New Year's resolutions and habits that I've seen people start and then fail. I've seen a lot of people start something. They've said, I want to make real change. I want to affect this. I want to grow in this area. They've started the process, but they've started to lose faith in it because they're not willing to take the time to either plan their steps and or keep going. That's something else for change. You can't stop halfway. Like I said before, you're either progressing towards your goal or you're regressing from it. You have to learn to focus and keep that faith going in it. Focus on the small little things, those small steps, those positive thoughts. Keep going. Keep that ambition alive. Don't lose faith in the journey. I know there's a quote that says the journey, no, what is it? The greatest part is not the destination, it's the journey. That quote is definitely correct. Because you will learn more along this journey, making a change, focusing on those small steps, than you ever will reaching your destination and achieving your goal. Because the journey, like I said the other day in the ship analogy, the journey is where the winds of life can push you off course. And if you're off course, there's a lesson that has to be learned to bring you back on course. So the winds of life are going to push you to the lesson. Learn that lesson and keep moving forward. But I think that's all the time I have for today's session. I'm just keeping it real with you guys, as always. I'll see you in a minute. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave us a review on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, wherever you are listening to this podcast. It does the world for me, and it helps us keep doing what we're doing here. Thank you. Let's keep it